Big day for Mercedes-Benz India. 2 cars launched and one really cool hot concept showcased. Santosh, it's great to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Congratulations. Like I said, big day. So, doing car launches is of course part of the business, I know, but you mentioned in your presentation that you don't get a chance to showcase 3 at once. So, big
And
day.
two extremes, Siddharth.
Complete
the
extremes.
GLA on one side to the G-Wagon
Yeah.
electrified G on the other side. And of course, the GLE 53 AMG somewhere in the center. So I think that also shows the span and the breadth of the brand where it can go in, right from a 50 lakh car to the 4 crore plus car. That's the kind of portfolio.
Speaking of that one, let's get that out of the way. You also said it will come to India. So the fact that you're confirming the electric G for India, that also makes a statement, right? I'm not going to pin you down on when, but the fact that you see that kind of customer also here in India, that's important.
No, for sure. I think I will not be surprised if by today evening I am starting to get calls to get the first car in there. Because firstly, G is iconic and it has a lot of relevance. And now after what people saw in Vegas, the car can do with the tank turn, with all the gizmos, and it's a very functional off-roader. So it has the genetics of the G. So there is no reason why customers should not lap up even the electric G.
That's true. I agree with you completely. So can't wait to see it on Indian roads. Now we'll talk about the cars that you've also launched today. This, of course, I know becomes again a sort of a flagship model. It talks about capability, it talks about technological prowess. But was there anticipation again, because the AMG brand in general has been doing quite well now the last couple of years?
No, that's what. The moment we launched the GLE, we had the quick question was about the AMG version there. And of course, we were not able to give a definitive timeline yet. But I think it's remarkable. In November, if we launched the GLE, and in 3 months' time, we are able to launch the GLE and now the coupe with the AMG Avatar. I think that shows the speed at which we are able to introduce these cars. And of course, this is definitely a car which has competition in its segment, but also, it clearly has the best-in-class power plus many other. AMG customers look for practicality as well. So the thing in this performance car segment is either you get performance cars where you can have fun to drive, but they may not be practical to go to my office and daily work, or there are, I would say, not meeting the other end of the spectrum. But this, I think, is able to marry both. And that's why the popularity of the AMGs, be it the GLE or also the GLC, which we don't have in the lineup today, but these are anticipated cars always.
And this isn't just a sort of a superficial facelift. Having driven the car, I can vouch for that. It really sort of has a lot of dynamic additions too. The GLA has been the sort of darling of the portfolio. You mentioned today 14,000 customers already for the car, that model line in India. With the update now, you've also launched it at competitive prices. You've also brought in new features. Big expectations again from this one?
Yeah, see, we have exited the volume game in globally as well as in India. Globally, we are doing 2 million cars last 2 years. We continue to do that. In India, of course, we are growing. Market is growing. We are also growing in India. But our core is to see how the average selling prices move up. And this is where our focus is, that we have to cater to the real luxury customer there and not get after the volume asset. So for us also in GLA, the big question was, should we add the off-road engineering package? Do customers in this segment all go off-roading? And the answer is no, for sure. That's why petrol may not, but diesels, we said we have to have standard package. Also with all the, packages, all the equipment levels. So we are much more focused on the top end of the luxury segment, be it even in the entry, we need to ensure fully equipped cars. So volume would be an outcome. Thankfully, we are selling the highest number of cars. Hopefully, we continue there.
Yes.
But I think the clear goal is to see how the average selling prices in terms of the mix goes up, because that's the real maturity of the luxury segment as well.
I'm going to say that, volume is certainly not looking like a problem for you guys, because you've been steadily growing that every year. Now, on the GLA, you also mentioned that, with your finance packages, things become even more compelling. You've been doing that for some years. You've been adding to that portfolio of finance products as well. This attractiveness of saying 67% buyback, that really caught my attention.
Yeah.
And that too for 4 years,
4
not
years.
1 year or 2 years, because most of them will usually do that for a shorter
More
duration.
gimmicky, yeah.
That gets you what target? Like, is it new customer acquisition? Because while you say luxury customer, with a GLA and that kind of a compelling package, you obviously have new customers coming through.
So 90% of GLA customers are new to brand, new to luxury. And when they come in, and they are also price sensitive to a large extent. So they see that yes, Mercedes-Benz is expensive, but this is the narrative to them that when you look at the total ownership cost, which includes warranty, service packages, and residual value, because end of the day, after 4 years, 5 years, you will sell and buy the next car, maybe an electric at that point of time, then you need somebody to give you that guarantee. And here, we as a brand are fully committed because we believe in the product. Even today, the GLC is a prime example. You know, lot of customers bought the outgoing GLC at 52, 53 lakhs. Today, they are able to get similar prices after 3 years. So I think that's also the strength of the brand and the power that we have been able to maintain, also due to the quality that we are able to give with the car. So this we would like to continue and use financial services, which is our non-banking financial arm, to really support us to make these financial offerings to the customer. And today, 7 lakhs down payment with a 60,000 EMI, I think many Indians can easily shift to luxury.
And this 67% figure, does it apply to the whole range, or is it just for
it's for GLA at this stage, and then there will be 2-3%. Yeah, all 3 variants. Yeah, I have diesels and petrols.
So it's not like specifically for one.
No, no. All.
You mentioned something, so that's the last topic I'll take up with you, which is of course electric. So much anticipation, talk. You have brought in so many models. Now you had 3 electric SUVs already launching in India. What about the EQA? We keep getting a lot of noise around that one. There seems to be anticipation. What is the market telling you?
No, for sure. You know, there has been a lot of requests ever since last year. In fact, even before we launched the EQS, that's a car where people have been asking us. But again, coming from top end is where our philosophy was and is. But we surely want to increase the portfolio. This year, we will launch 3 new EVs. And let's see if EQA fits into that portfolio.
All right, so you're not saying no. I'll take that. But 3 new EVs is exciting enough. What's the experience been like with the EQE? Now it's been in the market for a little while. What's the feedback you're getting?
So, you know, there is an initial set of customers who saw the drives, who have seen this and they want it and they have all done it. EVs in general needs selling as well. To be very honest, most of the EV buyers are combustion engine customers who then are converted to EVs. So it is not like a hockey stick, like, you know, I launched the GLS 2 weeks back, we are sold out for next 5 months. That doesn't happen with EVs. EVs is month on month, but today I can say 5% of our sales are EVs. Even on EQE, it is able to grab a portion from the GLE sales as such. But it is not like combustion engine cars, as I keep saying that, you know, you launch these cars and there is a huge waiting period for, because, you know, the issue comes from range anxiety. The issue comes from lack of awareness about using an EV. They feel that by evening the battery will get discharged, you have to go and explain the basics. So it's a lot of selling involved, education involved. But happy to see that at least a lot of people are now considering this, they are test driving, and we have a very good strike rate in test drive conversions. The more people drive the car, extended drives, and they end up buying the EV. And once I feel you are in an EV, you won't go back. Then you tend to stay with it.
That's a good special car because it's a good example of what Mercedes EQ is about as well in many ways.
Yeah.
It's also now a contender in a couple of categories of the World Car Awards for 24.
Nice.
So great to see that and look forward to the next launches. I know you'll keep us busy.
Yes, for sure. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Thanks.